Religion of Ancient Egypt by Nikolai Zara and Andrew.
The people of ancient Egypt used religion to explain occurrences in their surroundings, such as the flooding of the Nile or the rise of the sun every day. Many of their deities resembled people in many ways, such as that they could be killed and needed food to survive. Egypt's religion was very influential on the rest of the world, though it was later replaced by more monotheistic belief systems.
Gods of Egypt. Osiris was the god of the underworld and judge of people entering the underworld, as well as the first ruler of Egypt. He was the oldest child of earth and sky gods. Osiris was married to his sister Isis. Isis is the god of magic, fertility, and motherhood. She helps people enter the afterlife and helps her husband Osiris. She and Osiris are parents of Horus, sister of Nephthys. Amun-Re. Re was the god of the sun and was one of the most important gods. Portrayed as a person with the head of a falcon, Re was later combined to Amun to form Amun-Re, as well as several other gods such as Horus. Horus is a god of the sky, kingship, and protection. He is strongly associated with Re, and they were combined to Ra-Haraki. Horus has a strong rivalry with Seth because Seth killed his father Osiris. Anubis, god of dead, mummification, and protector of graves, son of either Seth and Nephthys or Osiris and Nephthys. Seth is the god of storms and other natural disasters, as well as the desert, Osiris's brother who killed him and cut him up, rival of Horus, husband of Nephthys.
Religious stories. Writing influenced Egyptian religion and culture by allowing them to create and express ideas. They believed that it was really important to record and communicate information about their religion and government. The story of Sinuet and the Eloquent Peasant were popular stories about gods and kings. The Eloquent Peasant emphasizes the importance of justice and equality in one's personal and work life.
As previously mentioned, Egyptians had many religious stories, and these are some of the most well-known ones. Osiris was a powerful ruler of ancient Egypt who gave the people many gifts, including medicine and agriculture. His brother Seth, though, was jealous and killed Osiris by cutting him into 14 pieces and took over his throne. Osiris's wife and sister, Isis, searched for the pieces of Osiris and managed to revive him with her magic. Together they had a child, Horus, who managed to defeat Seth but lost his eye along the way, which later became a symbol of protection. Horus, after defeating Seth, became the new king of Egypt. Osiris and Isis left Earth and became the rulers of the underworld, and the defeated Seth was adopted by Ra, the sun god. The sunrise is also explained with a well-known myth. Every day Ra and several other gods sail across the sky in the ship of Ra. Then they descend into the underworld once the day is finished. There they sail through several gates and chambers of the underworld. One of these chambers is the chamber of Osiris, which Ra always visits to pay his respects. Near the exits of the underworld, Ra and his companions have to fight a monster called Apep, which resembles a giant snake. Ra, though, is not alone in this battle. Other gods, including Seth, Sia, Hu, and Heka, accompany him on his journey and help him fight Apep. Sometimes, though, Apep swallows Ra and his ship for some time. This causes a solar eclipse, which is another event which Egyptians explained through religion.
Burial practices. Much of Egyptian religion was focused on the afterlife or the life after death. Paintings, drawings would depict the afterlife as a happy place or an ideal world where people were young and happy. This belief stemmed from Ka, or a person's life force. People filled tombs with food and water to fulfill the Ka's needs. Jewelry, clothes, and furniture were needed and placed by relatives. Aegea shaped their burial practices as they believed that a body needed to be prepared before it could be placed in the tomb. This method was called embalming, where bodies were preserved as mummies. So it was a complex process that only certain people can do. All the organs were removed, and placed in jars, except the heart. After death. After a person died, their spirit was judged in the Hall of Two Truths, where a person's heart is placed on the scale along with a feather of the goddess of balance and justice. If the heart is heavier than the feather, then it is eaten by the demon Ammit, and the person's soul and spirit would cease to exist. If the heart was lighter than the feather, this would mean that the person lived a life full of truth and honesty. It would take into the ship of Ra to get to the field of reeds, a land of eternal bliss. The person's soul would be guided by the god of the dead Anubis, and all decisions are made by 42 judges and written down by the god of scribes Thoth.